Well, I finally made it out of my hotel room, and it's windy here in Winston-Salem. And I thank some of you that have donated to the ministry. I love you very much, and I'm quite sure we can make this happen. I'm looking to come on Voice TV that is projected to reach about 4 billion people. That's right, Voice TV. Has the projection to reach 4 billion people. I was on there before, but I ran out of the money, and I would get emails from people across the nation, across the world, and we thank you, some of you that understand missionary work, evangelism, and for some of you that have a hard time understanding what it means to be a blessing to those of us that are not a part of your church and your group. I understand clearly about tithes and offering, and I'm not asking for your tithes. I'm not asking for your offering. I know some pastors don't even like for people like myself to even talk to y'all. One pastor told me, he said, Doc, folks are going to shut the door on you because they don't want you talking to their members. Well, first of all, I thought they were God's members, but I guess I was wrong. But anyway, that was a little sarcasm, I must admit. And some of you that had a problem the other night with me asking on Facebook. Well, guess what? I didn't only ask on Facebook. I've texted people. I've made cold calls to those that that I know personally. And let me set the record straight. I'm not begging for anything. The Lord has always sustained the ministry I've been on TV for about 14 years. And God has always sustained with very little sowing. Some people look at my telecast, they make complaints. Why you ask? And say, I like you begging. Well, that's a very ignorant statement. Why am I begging? Because I ask. One thing we have to understand in our community that when anybody does television, especially Christian television, there's a cause, Christian radio, there's a cause. None of these networks have ever allowed me. Maybe with the exception of one, I'll take that back because I didn't have money. My mom passed, and this station allowed me to come on for free without charging me because they recognized the fact that I was taking care of her. But none of what you watch generally is not for free. There's a cost behind it. So it comes down to if you enjoy who you're watching. Now I know the haters sometimes want some of us off. They really want us off. Uh, they don't like that you're on and they're not. What you're saying, and anybody can be critical. Like somebody came on there and say, "Well, it's the way you ask." But one thing I've learned is that even after you get through asking, or if you say it the way they want you to say it, then they still don't give. So people look for excuses all the time, and that's why I'm coming with this message now. Quit making all these excuses. Some of you out there, you don't have no intentions of supporting anyone but yourself. And I'm not just saying this for me. I'll be the scapegoat because I'm talking for others. I've had others cry on my shoulder. I've had other ministers and singers and artists that could not sell their CDs, their books, because people just wouldn't invest. And let me say this, I've been there too. I've had bishops that wouldn't buy a $10 book, or people that I've known for years that wouldn't pay $10 for a CD. And this CD was co-produced in part. I'm at a hotel, so that's the noise you see in the background. They wouldn't pay a $10 CD. So don't feel bad because all of us go through this, but you got to stay focused. And I'm just one that verbalize and put it out there. Some don't put it out there like I do. That's my personality. That's who I am, and I can't be no one else. So don't get offended, but we just have to talk to you sometime because maybe what I'm saying will help somebody else. And some of you that really want to see the kingdom advance, you need to learn how to sow outside of your environment. You need to understand that the kingdom is in jeopardy because most of us are stuck where we are. But a seed of 10, 20, 30, 50, $100 can take the gospel places that had never been. I remember talking to Bishop Jakes one time, and yeah, I'm not name dropping, but I'm sharing this with some of y'all before he got as well known as he is. And he was saying how people were attacking him, and this one particular bishop was attacking him, and he was really considering being a part of this organization, which some probably didn't want him anyway. And he told me, Dr. Warren, Robbi, at the time, I was considering being a part of this organization, but I don't want to be nowhere that I am not treated right. That's what we want to do. We want to be treated right. Now, some people make it care less and say, well, good, he went on. But that is so stupid and ignorant to take that type of mentality as a Christian. Now, I know y'all hate that word stupid and ignorant, but look it up and you'll understand. And forgive me if you're offended, but that's the wrong attitude to take toward other people because we all are human beings and we have feelings and we emotions, have emotions. And to see him, we talked for about 3 or 4 hours about that. And he said, man, I just wanted to be treated right. And people had accusation. They said this, they said that. But now he's a multi-millionaire, if not a billionaire. And he's seen all over the world because of him preaching at Azusa. And it took a man like Paul Crouch or Jan Crouch to say, we need to get this guy on our network. And the rest is history. Now, everybody is in his fab. Guess what? Why did it have to come like that? Why did it have to be like that? And people complain, well, he charged this now, he charged that. But guess what? Some of us remember when, and we remember those that treated us like dirt. And when people are treated like dirt, the Bible tells us, if you're not received, shake the dust off your feet. And that's what will happen. I'm not talking about me with others. Be careful how you treat those that God has given a platform. Because some of us, we are destined to do what we're doing. And our motive and our agenda is sincere. So don't be so negative. If you're not one that's going to sow and support someone that is doing the work of the Lord, your opinion should not even be should not be manifested. Why? Because you're not contributing anything. And it's too long in our community, and I did say our community, that we have strong talk but weak action. We talk a good thing, but we ignore and we don't even show love and concern for the gospel. You don't have to love me, but love the gospel. You don't have to love what I'm doing, but love the manifestation of what we're doing. I'm just trying to help somebody. I may can't help me, but somebody you know somewhere is struggling in ministry because you will not take the time to say, I got your back. And if God planted that seed in them, whether it's your pastor, whether it's a stranger, whether it's apostle, prophet, bishop, be led by the Spirit. And not only be led by the Spirit, but be led by the Word. The Bible said, if you see your brother in need, and shut up your bowels of compassion. Jesus said, when you're done it to the least of these, you've done it unto me. So don't be so quick to judge and how a person does things and be using that as an excuse. Because some of y'all, all you got is excuse. I know some of you gonna watch this and you're not gonna comment, you're not gonna respond. But that's not what I do Facebook, YouTube for. All the response in the world will not stop me from speaking truth. If I got no response, it ain't gonna stop me from speaking truth. I guess you say I'm crazy like a fox. I don't know how to not speak truth. And for some reason, you don't like the truth. I'm sorry. But let's do better because Jesus is soon to come and we just got enough time to do God's will. I'll be back.